español?
Yeah. Hey, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So I am in Bahia San Luis Gonzaga, and so yeah, today was all about getting down here, crossing the border. It didn't go as planned. I had a few hiccups here and there. I got to the border, it was a little busier than I expected, which was not a big deal, but I got secondaried as well. So I got pulled to the side.
Buenos días.
Buenos dias.
¿Qué tiene español?
Yeah. No.
Station?
Yeah. I gotta pull it out.
Open?
Do you want the... I can open this up too.
¿Estás aprendiendo español?
Yeah.
¿La selfie?
Yes.
And
the guy was very nice. The immigrations officer, he wanted to see the registration on the bike, and then he looked through my tank bag, and then he looked through my tail bag, and from there everything was fine. Right, tourist permit is stamped. I am in. I am hungry, so I need to find an ATM, and I need to get something to eat. So let's get out of here, and it's hot. My permit is good for 180 days, and I was set loose. So then it was a matter of getting through Mexicali, which wasn't really a big deal, except I needed to find an ATM to get some cash. This is kind of what I expected was going to happen. I'm having a hard time finding an ATM, so I'm going to have to stop and Google it. That turned out to be a little bit more challenging than I thought. Being a Saturday, the banks were closed, so a bunch of the ATMs that I thought I could go to that popped up on Google were closed. So that was probably about 45 minutes to an hour going in circles trying to find something that was open and where I could get some pesos. So I was able to do that, and then once I did that, it was getting pretty late. I don't think I got out of Mexicali until about 12:30, and I thought with my original plan I'd be out of there by 10, so I was already running a bit late to start the day. After that, I started heading south, and it was just a matter of getting over to San Felipe. I hit the border checkpoint between Mexicali and San Felipe, and I got my ass chewed by the soldier at the military checkpoint. I told him I didn't speak Spanish, and he was really irritated with me, and I think he spoke English but refused to speak English with me, and it took me a little while to understand that he was asking me where I was going. So I finally figured that out and told him where I was going, and then he proceeded to tell me that when I'm in Mexico I need to speak Spanish, because when he goes to the US he has to speak English. So yeah, a few minutes of getting my ass chewed for not speaking Spanish. Anyway, he eventually just said, get on your way. So I did. So I had planned to get up on the Melancon, where I think it's the boardwalk area where the San Felipe sign is, and when I got there it was a zoo. And not only that, but they've blocked off that area to get up to the boardwalk, so you can't drive up there anymore. And so I wasn't able to get the bike up there like I had hoped, and then street parking cost money, and it was super busy. I didn't want to be in an ultra touristy area, which that's what it felt like. So I left San Felipe and took off on my way to Puertecitas, where I stopped real quick to see if there was a place to camp. I think I could have camped there, but I still had a little bit of daylight left. So from there I headed on south along the coastline, and the road's pretty narrow, so I wasn't able to get a lot of good video footage. From San Felipe south, the traffic was about a quarter of what it was getting there. So it was nice. The roads were a little bit more open. I didn't have cars flying up behind me. It was a much more relaxing ride. But I came to Bahia Bahia Gonzaga, I'll put the title here, what it is, thinking that I could just roll up and be able to get a palapa, and I was wrong. I did not know, and it's probably because I didn't do enough research, that you could reserve the palapas. So the first place I wanted to go to, completely sold out. And I saw signs for another place, which is where I'm at now, and came down here. All of their palapas are also sold out. So I am staying in basically a box, a wooden box. I could have put my tent up in about 8-inch deep sand. Since I had the option of the wooden box or 8-inch deep sand, I chose the wooden box. So it costs a little bit more, but a shower is included, and I'm here on the beach. So I picked up a few items that I could make for dinner, just some tortillas that I can cook with some beans that I can squish into them. So that'll be dinner tonight, and I think that's about it. Overall, I think I rode about 350 or 60 miles, and I'm pretty far south now. It has been a good ride. Finding a camping spot has been a little bit more challenging than I was expecting. We'll see how the rest of the week goes. I hope I didn't have to reserve places, reserve palapas in some of these other places, or it might be quite challenging for me to find places to stay. So we'll see. It's day one. We'll go from there. So thanks for watching Baja Day 1. It has had its own little adventures here with not being able to get a place to camp, and thankfully finding this little box that apparently nobody else wants to stay in, which is fine. It got swept out. It's not the first time I've slept in a little cabin box. Seems to be kind of the theme of what's been happening. But I have a place to stay, and I'm on the beach. I'm gonna go test out the water and see how that feels. And thanks for watching. Look for Baja Day 2 coming up, and I will see you out there.
Is that too old?
Son los anteriores, ¿no?
Here, here.
Son los anteriores, ¿no?
My 100 peso bill was probably from about 20 years ago, and the guy at the station hadn't seen anything apparently that old, and he didn't want to take it, but his manager, I guess, said it was okay. So that was funny.